Hello, everyone. We are honored to have Associate Professor Dr. Rafidah, the Deputy Dean of IAS, to share her thoughts about graduate on time for both MPhil and PhD program. So, Dr. Rafidah received her PhD in Computer Science from Lancaster University, UK in 2010, and she has supervised more than 30 Masters and PhD students and published more than 100 articles in renowned journals. Now, without further ado, let us pass the floor to Dr. Rafidah.
Thank you, Dr. Song. Assalamualaikum and very good morning, everyone. All right, so my topic for this program is Graduate on Time, GOT for postgraduate candidates. For IAS, we have two program by research, which is MPhil and also PhD. For students from other faculty, they might have Master by Research and RES. So without further ado, let me start. My name is Rafidah. I've been with IAS more than 1 year, 1.5 years, almost 2 years as a Deputy Dean. All right. So the presentation outline, I'm going to give some thoughts or notes to share with you throughout my experience as a doctoral student and also as a supervisor. Okay, so basically we have 4 outline: why do research, challenges, how to overcome the challenges, and also the GOT timeline, which is provided by the University of Malaya. All right. So why, just now we heard that from Prof Lim about why you want to do research. Okay, the same question, if you already embark into this academic study, doing research, whether you are MPhil student, Master by Research students, or you are PhD student, you can keep asking this question to yourself so that you are motivated. Okay, so can I just have you can write at the chat, or you can just turn on your microphone why you want to do research.
Hi, Dr. Rafidah. My name is Amirul.
Yes, Amirul.
Just want to share. I have done research outside the academic field. Now, why I'm doing this MPhil is purely to see the research from the academic perspective.
Yes, all right. Okay.
That is my motivation.
Okay. Anyone else? Why you want to do research?
There are 2 students written in the chat box saying to give a better solution. And Jack Yong said to continue the research done in undergrad.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, I have a few. Okay, I have a few here that I would like to share with all of you. You have nothing to do. Okay, after you graduated bachelor degree or master degree, okay, you just, you don't find any job. What you can do is, okay, let's further study. So meaning that you have nothing to do and you want to study more. You want to collect certificate. Okay, that will be one of the reasons. To desire to get the degree. Yes, some people, they will like that. Okay, after master or after bachelor, it's not stopped yet because the degree is available. So I want to get the degree, the doctoral degree or the master degree. Okay, that is another reason why why you want to do research. Personal curiosity, desire to express and engage, meaning that you want to explore, you want to know how, why, you keep asking your question. When you read something and when you look something, you are thinking about innovation and that, an attitude that you want to express, you want to explore more, and you want to engage with industry, with academic. So that would be another reason. Enjoyment, some people, they feel that I'm doing research. When I did my bachelor, I've seen that a group of my seniors who did their postgraduates is very enjoy, and they meet a lot of people, they go for conferences, they present papers, they are traveling, they go for data collection. So during your bachelor degree, you feel that seems like doing research is enjoy because you can explore, you can meet people, you can go new places. Yes, that might be another reason. And also to learn to be an expert, because doing research, you are very focused. You want to be the expert in laser technology. You want to be expert in finance, something like that. So because it's very narrow when you do research, you want to be an expert on that particular field. Another one is to get promotion and to get better salary. Sometimes that you feel, okay, with this degree, I cannot gain more than 5,000, for example. You want to support the family. You want to create your career, but you want to get more money. So to get promotion and to get a better salary. Desire to get respectability or status. That is another reason why you want to get this degree or to do this research, because you feel that being a researcher or being a doctor after you graduated, being a professor, you get respect from people around you, you get respect from friends, family, and of course, it's also involved with the status, because as you heard from Prof. Lim just now, if you complete your PhD, you get a doctor. You can put a doctor in front of your name. So it's a status to somebody. Some people, they would like to show that, okay? It's good because you earn for after 3-4 years, okay? You deserve, and you earn it, to get this degree, and why not? We people call you doctor, yeah? Strong interest in working in academia, yes. Like Amirul, he said that he's working with industry. Now he wants to look at different perspective in academia perspective. Some people, they are working for 5 years, 10 years in industry. Now I want to change direction. I want to change my field from industry to academia. Some people, after completed their master degree, okay, they find job in any institution, being a tutor, being a lecturer. So they feel that this is my interest to teach, and why not? I pursue PhD or do research to get my PhD. So it's part of academia world, all right? Last but not least, some people, they're doing it because friends are doing it. Please don't do that, okay? I do hope that all of you here, you are registered as a master student or PhD student, not because your friends are doing it. You need to find an interest. If friends are doing it and you see that they enjoy doing it, and you feel you have a little bit of interest to do research as well, to explore things, then that's fine, okay? So these are the things that why people do research. Like me, myself, I would say that desire to get a degree, because I'm start to work with academia, and then to get promotion, doing master, it shouldn't stop there. In university, you need to get a PhD, all right? And also to learn and to be an expert. That is why you do research. Now, different between master and PhD, I think Dr. Lim also has mentioned about what is PhD, what is masters, okay? So master is to solve a problem using the methodology that we have learned. Sometimes you get that experience during your bachelor degree. During your bachelor degree, you do something related to, very small innovation, and you want to continue. Then you use that methodology and you apply that to solve some problems. Okay, that will be the master degree. But for PhD, use that methodology that you have learned or experienced of the problem solving to produce something new. If you alert just now when you heard from Dr. Lim, doing PhD is something new. But yesterday presentation, distinguished Professor Dato Haris, doing PhD is not about produce novelty. Novelty is different. New is different. Not because you are not doing novelty. New, yes, new because of you create a new method. You extend from what people have done, and you create your new method. You can call your method something new. That is PhD. For master, not necessarily new, but you solve a problem. Okay, so this is a famous diagram. Just now you also see that Dr. Lim share this minions. This is you when you did your bachelor. It's a fun time for 3 and 4 years. Okay, you go to the class every day, you listen to the lecturers, you do your assignment. Every semester the assignment is different. For master, a little bit of wow, okay, a new experience for 1 or 2 years or doing your study. If you are doing master by research, you are working with that particular research for, maybe 2-3 years of doing it. But when being a PhD, you can see that you are very serious. Okay, it's like this world is only you. You don't care your surroundings. Yes, because doing PhD, you are alone. You are doing your work. It's a very lonely journey. I would say that. And after you complete, I saw that just now somebody asked about postdoc. Postdoc is beyond that. You have experience. PhD is about training to do research. So after you get your PhD, you can become a postdoc. Okay, postdoc for 1 year, 2 years with your existing supervisor, or you can apply anywhere else. Okay, but doing as a postdoc, the supervisor expect you beyond that. You will be like doing everything for your supervisor. You have to write a research proposal, you have to publish papers, you have also co-supervise with the PhD student, master student, you have to teach, like everything. Okay, that's why when you are being postdoc for 2 years, it's like this kind of expression. Okay, and this is your supervisor as a PI. I would say that this is the principal investigator. So your PI will act cool, because PI has this all soldiers, okay, postdoc, PhD student, master, and he just give a direction what to do. Okay, it's like a boss. Okay, it's like a boss. And emeritus professor is like enjoying your life at the end of your career. You will get emeritus professor if the university acknowledge your experience, your skills, your knowledge, what you have contributed to the university. Then you will get emeritus professor. All right. So this is the comparison between master and PhD by research. Now, the challenges being a doctoral student. I've been there. Your supervisor have been there. If you have friends who already got their PhD has been there. Dr. Song has been there. The lecturers has been there. If you are working with, the supervisor has a doctoral status. Okay, so we have been there. We know what are the challenges, and we overcome that. Now I would like to share what are the challenges. Isolation. The first one is about isolation, because PhD or master, when you do research, you are Usually you are alone, you are doing your own work in the lab, in the office. You know, some people, they have their own workstation, they have their own labs, okay? You have very few people that you are working with your work, okay? And sometimes in the lab, you have so many people in the lab. I have a lab mate, that's fine, but they are doing their own works, you are doing your own works. There is no such thing that, okay, we do project together, uh, but our PhD is shared. No, you are working in one bigger project, but you are focusing on your techniques, your methods, and your friends would do the same. So meaning that it's an isolation process, okay? It would lead to loneliness, lack of motivation, and also fear that no one will understand. You worried that whatever you do, would people accept my idea? Would my supervisor accept the idea that I'm throwing out to him or her? And that would be a challenges to a doctoral students, okay? Second is about stress. Stress, yes, I admit stress is part of the challenges, but you can overcome the stress. I will share with you later how to overcome that. So you are stressed with the deadlines. You stressed with if you are involved with a big project. Okay, the supervisor, the PI will keep asking you, okay, your deliverables. Have you met the deliverables, the deadline? Okay, and then you stress also need to think about publishing papers. I've not written any papers yet. Your friend already get one accepted, and then you feel like you have done nothing for 2 years or 3 years, and then stress about the experiment. If those are in the science field, you are talking about the experiment. Or people who are in the social science or arts, humanities, about data collection. Data collection is not enough. I have done nothing about data collection because of the pandemic. So this is stress, of course, okay? So everyone experience, but you can overcome. That will be, you can take note on that. Conflict with the supervisor. I would like to advise, okay, do not ever have a conflict with your supervisor, because it's important. The supervisor is important. He or she will determine that whether you can submit or not. He and she will determine who are your examiners, okay? And he or she has a good connection with the administrative staff, with the deputy deans, with the deans. They will talk to the dean or talk to the administrative, asking about the processes. If the supervisor has a good connection with this network around him, you need this supervisor, because that's the important of having good relation with the supervisor. That will be another seminar that we can have about communication with the supervisor. So my point here is communication. When you have a good communication with the supervisor, you can argue about ideas, that's fine, but don't have a conflict with the supervisor. As a research student, it's okay to argue. For example, okay, because doing research is about argument, it is about justification, to find a new idea. The process of arguing will create new idea sometimes, okay? So it's important. The key words here is communication. Communicate with the supervisor. When you registered as a PhD student and you attend courses, and then you expect that your supervisor to email to you, you expect that the supervisor will call for a meeting, don't. You as a research student should do this step first, okay? Always have in mind that, okay, email to the supervisor. All supervisor, I would say that mostly supervisor, they are very busy. They have other students as well. They have administrative work. They have, class to teach. So always, it's no harm that talk to the supervisor, drop an email to the supervisor, say that, okay, Prof, I would like to see you to discuss about my findings. Can I see you this week? Anytime you're available. Okay? It's no harm. If the supervisor say, okay, I'm not free this week, maybe I'm away this week. Okay, next week. But don't delay. Don't delay. Okay, it's important. I remember that when I did my PhD, I meet. I have a meeting with my supervisor every week. Every week. Meeting with the supervisor every week doesn't mean that you have to sit with him or her for 1 hour. No. It's just that like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, sometimes just to show that, okay, I've write this paper. Can you go through? I leave it here. Maybe you can take a look. Okay, after 1 month, maybe you can just remind him or her again. It's no harm. Okay, so I did that every week. Okay, even me myself, when my supervisor said, okay, Rafidah, we're going to see you every week. Because of that, I'm stressed. Okay, because of that, I'm stressed because I feel that what I'm going to report to my supervisor every week, you don't expect that there is any improvement every week, right? So through that experience, actually it helps. It's just that you have a chat for 10 minutes. Sometimes I just go to see him like, okay, okay, last week I'm exploring something. Okay, I say that I'm exploring something. So I'm still working on it. I've seen some progress, but there is something with the coding because I'm computer science. So I just say that. Okay. And then sometimes I say that, okay, I've read this paper. I don't really understand. So the supervisor will ask what you don't understand. You know, when you start to communicate with the supervisor, it helps you. Rather than you keep quiet for 1 month, 2 months, there is no communication and then you lost. That's why the reason some students, they lost because there is no communication with the supervisor. I would say that to communicate with supervisor doesn't mean always about progress, what you have achieved a lot. No, it's just to share what you are doing. Okay, that is important. I always keep that with my student. If my student is here, he or she will listen that I would like to do that. Sometimes, you know, because of administrative work, overwhelmed with the work, I do miss, meeting with the student. Funding issues. Some students, they really depending on the scholarship or on the supervisor grant. Okay, so you need to be supported by a certain grant from the supervisor. So this is also a challenges. Okay, students, international student or local student, they look forward to have a support from the supervisor. Yes, I agree with that. If you are sponsored by the government, okay, you don't have any issues about the funding. So this is one of the reasons some student, doctoral student, they don't have funding issues. It's not a challenges to them. So they take the process of doing research lightly because they feel that, okay, it's okay. Every semester, my funder will, just pay my fees and then I'll just keep progressing, something like that. Those students who are very rely on the funding from the supervisor, I've seen that they work very hard because they want to make sure that the supervisor keep getting funding so that they will get the supports from that. Okay, so that's another challenges from the supervisor. Again, if you are funded by the government, of course there is a time limit until 3 years or 3.5 years. After that, you are by your own. Okay, you also need to find funding as well. All right, that will be another challenges. Number fifth is about the motivation. Doing research, you need to be motivated time to time. I would say that it's not that you have to be motivated for 3 years or 4 years of your doctoral studies. Of course, as a human being, sometimes we feel like less motivation less confidence, but less is okay, but not no motivation at all. Okay, less is okay, but you can boost your motivation by having rewards after you achieve certain milestone. You can set, for example, like, okay, now you are in semester 1 or semester 2. Okay, this semester you can set that from the beginning of the semester. Okay, this semester I want to complete my proposal defense in semester 1. Okay, after you complete your proposal defense, maybe you want to give rewards to yourself. I did that when I did my PhD. Okay, I feel that rewards is important to me to boost my motivation. And I remember that when I was in Lancaster, after I submitted my paper to my journal paper or conference paper to my supervisor, after meeting, okay, I said, okay, I completed this, I already submitted the paper, and the supervisor happy with it, and he said to me, okay, Rafidah, that's good, finger crossed, let's see the outcome of the submission. So I just like, okay, that's it for today. That's it for today. So I went to the mall or supermarket to buy some groceries and go back and cook for myself. Something like that, or buy something just to reward after you achieve something. But don't reward every day. There's no such thing of reward every day. So that would be boost your motivation. Boost your motivation. Then there is a few more to share with you. Lack of focus and direction. That's common when you started your PhD or master degree. For the first year or the first semester, you are very focused. Okay, you know what you want to do. After a few semesters, when you are stuck to something, then you will lost your direction or lost the focus. So always go back. Okay, if you have completed your proposal defense, okay, after semester 3 or 4, when you see that your direction or your focus is lost, okay, go back to your proposal defense slides or report, or go back to the reports from the panel. Okay, just go through and revisit and look at the objective. Okay, have you achieved this? Have you achieved your plan? Go back. Okay, revisit. It's no harm that to go back to what you have done and try to make sure that you are following the plan. One thing is, what you can do is to meet the supervisor. That is the function of the supervisor, is to ensure that you are in the right direction. Okay, I do have experience with a student who lost the focus and also the direction, and I will inform, okay, as a supervisor, myself, I will sit down and think when the student mentioned that, he or she did not know what else to do, meaning that the direction, the student direction lost a bit. So I will think, how can I help to make sure that the student get the focus and direction. So sometimes you lost your direction at the experiment, at the data collection. Maybe you want to change a bit the direction. Okay, for this semester, you are focusing on writing a paper rather than doing the experiment. Or for this semester, I'm going for a training to learn something and also to explore more on the tools for the experiment. That will be another, way of ensure that you did not lose your direction or focus. Lack of confidence. Doing a doctoral can be highly exposing. Okay, you have to meet a supervisor, friends, even the group of people working in this particular your particular area, and you see that your friend or students from other faculty have presented a paper, has published a paper, and you yourself have not achieved anything, that will reduce, self-confidence. But if it drops or it reduces, try to boost your confidence. How to boost the confidence? There are so many ways. One of it is meeting the supervisor. One of it is, I think the most important is to meet the supervisor so that you listen the advice from the supervisor. And also the family support is important as well to boost your confidence. And to think that, okay, I came here sponsored by my institution, the government, and my aim is to get the PhD and to be a lecturer. Think about that. Okay, I would say that the challenges that I share with all of you here is also my challenges when I did my PhD. Okay, when I did my PhD. For master degree, I would say that because I'm not doing master by research, I'm doing master by coursework. Only graduated between 1.5 years. So, like if you listen to yesterday talk, Prof. Harith said that if you want to get a master, you do the master by coursework, and I agree with that. Master by research is good if you can do the conversion, but if you're master by research now and you can see you yourself what you want to do. If you think that, okay, you want to do step by step, that's fine, don't worry. Okay, maybe I want to complete my master, my MPhil in 2 years, then I will think about doing PhD. That's also fine. But the most important is the reason you do it because you want to explore to be an expert and get the degree, right? And time management, of course, for this program, we have special talk about time management by Dr. Yusniza, Deputy Dean of Postgraduate in Faculty of Business and Administrative. It's important. I would say that time management is important to anyone, not only doctoral student. If you are working in industry, also you need to manage your time. You need to manage for your work. You need to manage your time with the family. Okay, it's important. Okay, important to manage your time. And sometimes, okay, after 3 years, the supervisor keep asking you to do this and that, and it's okay for you to say no. Or, like I've published 3 papers already. I've done my writing up, and the supervisor sometimes may ask you, okay, you need to publish another 1 paper, the 4th paper. If you feel that you already meet the requirement, the university requirement to get the PhD, you can say, Prof, I will submit this first. While waiting for the viva voce, I will do another paper. You can do that. Not necessarily that you want to achieve all 5, 4, 6 paper during your PhD period. While waiting for, examination, you have 3, 4 months, sometimes 6 months, you can write another paper. It's also part of your PhD. That's fine. Okay, I do have students graduated already. Suddenly, I receive an email, paper submission. Okay, the student, and then I email him. I said that, okay, what's this? Okay, because I feel that when I'm not part of the work, so why my name is in the paper? So he mentioned to me that, Dr. Rafidah, this is part of my thesis, which I have not published, because the student already get like 3 or 4 papers, and this is like a 5th papers. So after he graduated, he keeps sending, because there are part in the thesis that worth to publish. Okay, so time management is important. As you can see that Monday, Tuesday, you are planning, but you are not doing anything. Sometimes you feel that you want to quit doing PhD. I would say it's common to those who have experienced this. Maybe for certain people never think about quitting PhD. I never feel that I want to quit PhD because I think it's my responsibility. I obliged to University of Malaya because I got scholarship from University of Malaya. So why why I want to quit, because this is what I want to get my PhD when I came back, and to be a doctor. Okay, to be a doctor. So these are the challenges as a doctoral student. So the endless cycle, I would say that for certain period, it should be end. It's not like an endless cycle of doing PhD or doing research. No. At certain period, certain point, yes, you have to stop. Okay, you have to stop. Explore knowledge, to dig more. Yes, it's endless. It's endless. The knowledge is available, every day, throughout the years as you live. But to get the degree, to get your PhD or master, you have to put a stop. I do have students who keep reading materials, reading journals, for 1 year. When I meet the student, I say, okay, what have you done? Okay, doctor, I'm reading this paper. I'm reading this paper. Every time meeting with the student is about reading the paper, talking about the paper. After 1 year, I say, me as advisor, it's not the student. I say, no, you have to stop. Not that stop reading papers. Of course, throughout your PhD, throughout your master degree, you have to read papers. But some point, it's no point. Some point, or reading paper for 1 year. For what? Okay, you have to move from after 1 year or after 6 months. Move. Start to do your work. Start to experiment, to develop whatever idea that you have. Start to do data collection, to analyze. Okay, so the cycle should be stopped. It is not an endless cycle. Okay, but it's the process of learning, process of training, doing research. PhD is about training to be a researcher after you complete. Okay, so is it hard to graduate on time? For some people, yes, because of the challenges that they experience. Difficult for the person to overcome. It takes sometimes longer time for the person to overcome. Yes, it's hard to graduate on time. But for some students, it's not hard to graduate on time. Okay, this is a picture of me in the center and my friend. We completed. Okay, this is from computing, human-computer interaction. This is friends from physics, and me myself from computing. So yes, you can graduate on time if you overcome all the challenges, because as a doctoral student, just now that are the challenges. As a human being, as a student, you have the challenges. Okay, there is no one did not experience any challenges. So how to overcome? Are you capable of completing your PhD or master degree? I would say yes. If you have the qualification, you have experience. Just now, Amirul said he has experience in the industry. It's good. It's good. You have the experience. Okay, you are not struggle to explore. You are not struggle to learn how to to develop an idea. Qualification, those students who already registered as PhD, you already got your master, you have qualification, you are matured student. Those students have fast track, okay, you also have a qualification bachelor degree. That is the fundamental knowledge that you gain during your bachelor degree, the foundation. If you are science, you have the foundation of chemistry or physics for you to explore your research. That would be yes. Dedication, this is important. Prof Haris yesterday said about dedication, committed. Dr. Lim, Prof Lim also said about dedication, committed. You need to have this dedication. You plan, you work, you plan, you work. For 3 years, 4 years, you have to do that. Okay, revisit your plan, revisit your idea, always to do that. Okay, dedication. Consistent dedication, I would say consistent dedication. Get familiar with tools, software, go for training. Prof Lim also mentioned about go and find, skills. Learn about tools or software that you're going to do, okay? So you have a lot of things to do, okay, as a doctoral student, researcher. It's not only about, exploring, writing. It's about enhance, okay, your skills, your technical skills, your communication skills. There are a lot of software available for you to enhance your skills, being a student, doctoral student. Tomorrow we have one of the webinar for tools, which is using latex to write your PhD thesis, or using latex to write your conference paper or journal paper. When I did my PhD, my supervisor asked me, Rafidah, I want you to use latex for you to write in your PhD thesis and also for conference or journal paper. He asked me to do that, use latex, not Word document. So as a candidate, I can say, I don't know latex. I only comfortable with Microsoft Office. I can say that. As a student, you can say that. But I take the challenge. I take the challenge to my supervisor said, I go and learn. There is no one teaching me how to do latex. I go and explore, how to use latex as a tools for writing. Okay, so that is another way of get yourself skillful. Then anyone have read university rules and regulation? Is important. Okay, go and find in your UMSIT or your portal, the student portal. Go and read the postdoctoral rules and regulation, master by research rules and regulation. It's important for you to know if you, for example, okay, this semester I want to defer. Okay, how many times can you defer? Whether you reach your maximum candidature. When is your maximum candidature? Please count. You don't expect that staff in the IS to email you, to inform you, the coordinator, me, myself, Deputy Dean, to email every single of you to tell you, okay, next semester is your last semester, so have you, complete your thesis? This is not our job. We help you throughout the process, but as a reminder, you yourself need to remind when is your time to do your PD, when is your time to do your CD, what is the requirement, read rules and regulations. Sometimes they update, you can see that the version 2020, something like that. Okay, please read. Then read, write, plan, work. Of course, as a doctoral, it's important to write. Okay, when you complete your PhD, you are the executive, you are a manager, you are writing a report, you are reading a report, you editing a report from your subordinate. So, right, this is a training. I won't say that once you enroll for PhD, you need to be an excellent writer. It's a bonus for those who are good in writing. It's a bonus. As if you did not have any experience, practice. Writing is a routine activity, okay? Keep yourself, for example, a journal. I did that. I have my own journal, I don't like to put online. I have like something like this, journal. So I have, after I completed 3.5 years, I've seen that I have like a volume of my notebooks. When you go through this experience, you feel that, wow, this is what I wrote, whatever idea that I have, even when you are in shopping mall, or you just, sit down in the cafe, the ideas came and then you write. Yes, sometimes it happened. So keep practicing, from time to time you will improve, and the supervisor always look that when supervisor edited your paper, learn from that. Learn how when he edited, oh, this is how we should write a sentence, for example, a technical, the conclusion part, the discussion part. So learn from that. You can also learn from the existing papers. Okay, I did that. I study when how people write in the journal, and then I try to to write something similar. because of course the data or the results is different, but the style is similar. Okay. And then record your progress. Okay. How do you know that you are progressing? How you measure that? It's not by time. Your progress is by output. You don't say that, okay doctor, at the end of the semester I have submitted my progress report, that is my output. No, for me, no, that is just a reporting what is your progress, to ensure that you get satisfactory from the supervisor, and also you can continue register next semester. So output is for this semester, like I said just now, what you want to achieve. And then after you achieve, you want to reward yourself. That output is not time, okay? Measure by output. So in University of Malaya, graduate on time for PhD is 7 semester, okay? For master by research is 4 semester. Is it easy to do that? Yes, you can if your consistent dedication and you overcome the challenges that I mentioned. Might be a different challenges that you have. If you can overcome, inshallah, you can graduate on time. Okay, if you cannot graduate on time, you graduated at the maximum period, you get the certificate. That's a matter. That's the only matter that you want. Okay, let me share with you. If you registered 2021 as the first semester, okay, this is timeline, 7 semester. Okay. So during the semester 1, September, which is October, this semester will start in October, your first milestone, you need to register research methodology. Please ensure that you register your research methodology. This is the important point, that to make sure that you can complete within 7 semester. If you delay to 2nd semester, maybe the timeline would be extended to another semester. Because during research methodology class, this is the training that you get from the lecturers. Training how to come up with the research proposal, training how to do literature review, training what are the available methodology for your research fields. Okay, you get this information during the first semester, and your supervisor expect that you learn this during your research methodology. And then that will be reflect throughout your study period. Okay, sometimes supervisor will ask you, what have you learned in your research methodology class? Because seems like you don't know anything. Okay, so if you really serious, there is for research methodology, it's not pass or fail, it's a grading. Okay, in UC Malaya, it's grading. You get A or A plus, B, but not less than B. You must pass your research methodology in semester 1. This is your milestone 1. So if you pass, you want to reward yourself. Okay, give something to yourself to feel that motivated. Second milestone, some students, they are very good. The proposal defense report they did during the research methodology, because at the end of the research methodology, you have to submit your proposal report. You can use that because it's part of your study. You improve, you send to the supervisor, and the supervisor read your proposal report and agree that okay, we can start to present your proposal defense. Some students they did at the end of semester 1. Okay, you can do that during semester 1, or you can do that in the beginning of semester 2, proposal defense. And then 6 months after that, what you have been doing during research methodology class, don't focus only to attend the class. Please read papers. This first semester is about reading. You compile all the papers. Some students, they want to write a review paper. So during this part, you already started to write some review paper. At the end of semester 2, you can show to your supervisor, okay, this is what I have done, okay, during my first year, my review paper, which can also use for chapter 2 later, and then you want to submit. That is another third milestone, okay. we can accept in USIM layer review paper is also accepted as part of research requirement for PhD. Okay, or some student during the semester 2, they already identify the problem, they want to investigate the problem. This is what I call as preliminary investigation of the existing problem, or you can call it as a problem analysis. When you do problem analysis, of course, there is an experiment because you need to analyze. You can analyze data collection, you whatever field are you. So you can come up with the first paper, if not a review paper, is an analysis of the problem. Okay, that at the end of the paper, you come up with your idea like a model, framework, you can put that, right? When you are in the second year, and whatever you have passed here, okay, you pass your proposal defense, you need to ensure that the milestone for the semester 3 achieve objective 1. What is your objective 1? When I say objective here, research objective is something measurable. Okay, measurable. It's not like your objective 1 is to explore states of the arts of renewable energy. That is not measurable. How you measure exploration? If you can measure exploration, then it's okay. But objective 1, something that what you want to achieve, for example, to formulate something or to design a model. So this you have achieved in your research objective 1 in semester 3. After you achieve research objective 1, for those candidates fast track, you can do at the end of semester 3 your confirmation defense. This is FT is a fast track candidates. Okay, fast track candidate, they need another presentation is confirmation defense. So at the end of the semester 3, if you have achieved your objective 1, you can do your confirmation defense. Okay, and if you have achieved objective 1, for example, formulate something or you design something, you do data collection, you have the instrument. Now you want to publish your second paper. Okay, I've seen that student mention, how can we publish within 1 year? If you start from the day 1 of your registration, you have the skills, you have the qualification, you know how to do your, you know the tools. You can explore, you can analyze the problem. It's not yet putting the idea, but analyzing the problem is also part of the contribution because you finding the gaps. Okay, so this can be part of your publication if you submit to open access. Open access meaning that there is a charge after the paper is accepted. You need to pay for that because open access, the duration is like 3 months only to get the results, whether the paper is accepted or not. Sometimes 1 month because they pay the reviewer, the journal committee, they pay the reviewer to do the job. So if you get paid and you get within 1 week, 2 weeks to review a paper, you will do that. If you are doing job that is not paid, you will delay your work. Like, the journal, any journal that you send is not an open access. Yes, it takes more than 6 months to get results, whether it's accepted, whether it's with a correction, minor or major. It takes that until to 1 year. I do experience that. So if the supervisor has a budget or have allocation for the, for the journal, go for open access journal, but of course it's the ISI journal, right? So milestone number 5 in the semester 4 is to achieve objective 2. If objective 2 is about experiment, meaning that during this period you have done the experiment. Maybe experiment 1 is about, some part of the model. And you can also do the candidature defense. For PhD, research objective, measurable research objective is usually 3, minimum is 3. I think when I say measurable, meaning that something tangible to achieve. Minimum is 3. You can have 4, 5, but usually it's 3. Okay, for PhD. First one sometimes is about study. The last one is about the comparison, the benchmarking, evaluation. So you can do your candidature defense in semester 4, at the end of semester 4. Semester 5, you set your milestone to achieve your analysis part, your benchmarking that you need to compare with what people have done to show that there is a significant improvement in my work with other people. Okay, so what I have achieved, this is more on the analysis part. Okay, some students, they have their research objective based on project. You can do that as well. Okay, but you have to split into project basis. So you can have the third objective here in semester 5, and if you have enough results, submit your results. Okay, submit your results. And after you complete all 3 objectives, you can always request for thesis seminar. Thesis seminar is that you present all 3 objectives in one seminar. In IAS, we accept for conference as a part of thesis seminar. It will convert to thesis seminar. Okay, that will be milestone 6. And milestone 7, at the end, this is all writing up is like I say, is a routine for you to write. So don't wait until at the end to write your thesis. You can start to write your thesis chapter by chapter, section by section throughout this process. Okay, at the end, it's just about improving the content, put more discussion, put more justification, and so on at the end. So here, semester 6 is about submission. If you submit semester 7, you will not get GOT because you have to wait for examination period, at least 3 months to wait for the examiners, the external examiners to submit the report. Some external examiners, they are, professors, prominent professors, they are very busy. It takes more than 3 months, 6 months to get the report. Okay, so I would advise that during semester 6, submit your thesis, waiting for the viva voce. So semester 7, when you register, is about improve the correction and final submission, and you can graduate. So this is example. I do have a student graduated on time in FSKTM, in Faculty of Computer Science and Information Technology. I won't say that not all my students managed to graduate on time. I have a few that graduated on time. Of course, this is the timeline that they are, they are followed. Okay, and because of this experience, the students submitted in semester 6 and 7 is about viva and also improve, make the correction and submit. This is for PhD, and this is for master degree. You only have 4 semester. It's similar. Okay, for master degree, usually the tangible research objective is 2. You can have 3. Okay, it depends on the supervisor. 2 is tangible, meaning that what you want to achieve. 1 maybe maybe something that you want to propose, and then 2 is from the data collection, you get some results, analysis of the results. So for master degree, 2 tangible. When I say 2 tangible, something can be measured. Sometimes additional is about exploring. It's not something measured or to study. It's not. It's not part. For me, it's not part of the objective because it's a learning process. Okay, it's a learning process. So it's similar for master degree. The requirement for USIM layer is 1 publication. So what you can do is after again proposal defense, research and methodology class, try to write something, or you want to do some problem analysis. Okay, I always encourage my students to do problem analysis. It's not easy, but you can do if you want to analyze. Sometimes problem analysis about is a comparative studies. Okay, it's not like doing experiment. No, it's a comparative studies, extensive comparative study. Is part also as a problem analysis. Okay, because you need to find the gap. So for master degree, you have to submit or complete writing up in semester 3. Okay, again, semester 4 is about for you to have your viva voce. For master and field in IAS, viva is not compulsory, but it's a practice that you will present only like 10 or 15 minutes of your research finding to the panel, just to fresh up what they have read your dissertation report, just to present what is your findings, and then it will start with Q&A. For MPhil in IS, I'm not sure about other faculty, but in Faculty of Computer Science, Master by Research is also have a viva voce and also the presentation and also the Q&A between the examiners and also the student. All right. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rafidah, for sharing your extensive experience with us. So we have 2 questions here. Probably I read out for you. So Rahatia asked about the PhD program. Okay, so the student asked whether we have to submit at least 3 journal articles and whether the articles have to be related to their dissertation.
Yes. It's not at least 3. Requirement for UC Malaya, 2 accepted. Okay. This is a requirement for you to graduate. But if you have more than that, it's good. Okay. Like yesterday presentation about to get a distinction, PhD distinction. If of course you need more papers to qualify for distinction and to complete within time period. And of course, the research work must be related. The paper must be related to your research work. You cannot have somebody else or your group work and then you claim that as your publication. No, you cannot share publication with other students. You can have share. Okay, for example, in your lab, you have a few students in the same project. You can share publication, but if this is your main, you will be the first author. Okay, and you only can claim this is your paper for graduate requirements. Your friend cannot claim that particular paper if it cannot double claim. Okay, that's about the publication, right? Is that am I answering to the question?
Yeah. And another question from Kristan. So
defer. I think how many semester you can defer? 2. If I'm not mistaken, is 2. 2 semesters. But it's also counted. Last time when you defer, it's not counted. But now they improve on the rules and regulation. It's counted. For example, the coming semester you want to defer, and that is your 4th semester. It counted as a 4th semester. You allowed to defer. Is that you waste that period. About the publication topic, they need to relate it. Yes, related to your dissertation. How much we should pay for open access? It varies according to the journal. Okay, so open access, you can find in the Web of Science, which is the ISI journal. And then you look that, is there any APC? APC is the article processing cost. This is open access. Usually it's between 1,000 USD to 2,000 USD. That will be paid after the paper is accepted. You don't pay in the beginning. Only after accepted. You can submit, for example, you want to get a quick review, quick comments. You can submit to the open access, and then you may get rejected, for example, but the comments from the reviewer you improve, and you submit somewhere else. But if get accepted, then you need to think about paying the open access fees. All right. Basically, Dr. Song has already answered that. The graduate on time schedule for master, yes, for master degree is 4 semester, for PhD is 7. How difficult for a part-time student doing PhD while working to get GOT? For part-time GOT, okay, for example, part-time, I will check whether, I will check about the GOT for part-time. Usually, if the maximum semester for the conventional, the full-time student is 12 semester. So for part-time, it's only added another 2 semester. Okay, for GOT part-time, added another 2 semester. But for IAS and other faculty, for PhD, we don't have yet part-time. Everything is full-time. After the curriculum review, later we will add that there are 2 modes, part-time and full-time. If you have registered now, you are considered full-time. There is no part-time. Okay? You can see at your offer letter, it's full-time. Even though you are not 100% in the lab, 100% to come to the faculty, it doesn't count that you are full part-time. No, you are full-time student. Okay? How many papers for distinction? Through experience in IAS, more than 4 papers, like 4 to 6 papers get distinction, PhD distinction. If we are not from your department, can we seek guidance from you? You mean that you are not from IAS. If you are from other faculty, you can always seek guidance from Deputy Dean of postgraduate, because me myself, usually I know other Deputy Dean as well. We are friends. Okay, whatever I have here, basically is the same information with other Deputy Deans. It's just that some of them may have different experience as a doctoral student. But the rules and regulation, the policy, the guidelines is available for the Deputy Dean or for the office to understand that. It's a matter of understanding the guidelines. But if you want to know something, you can just email me. You can, I will let you know. I will try to assist you. Is it possible to include publication from undergrad as a second author into the MPhil? Requirement in University Malaya, for publication, you need to be the first author student. Okay, if the supervisor is first author, you are the next author after the supervisor. That is first author student. Yes, you can count that as your MPhil publication. If the undergraduate works related to your MPhil, it's like an extension and it's part of it, yes, you can count that as a publication for your MPhil requirements. Of course, make sure that the supervisor is part of it. The name between you and the supervisor can be, the supervisor must be in the paper, either supervisor as a first author or the supervisor is next to you. You cannot have, like, for example, your name and then somebody else from different institution and then other's name and then your supervisor at the end. No. If you look at the guidelines for the authorship, the supervisor must be next to the candidates. During COVID situation, labs are closed, yes, but you can request, if you are attached with the center, research center, you can request from the director to go to the lab. If you are from other faculty, you can contact with your Deputy Dean office or the Dean office that you want to go to the lab, because it's required you, for example, it's an essential research, that, for example, like plants, you need to, to put some water and so on, then you can request that from the Deputy Dean Office of the faculty. Minimum requirement to graduate, you can graduate in 2.5 years, but not less than 2 years for PhD. 2.5 years, okay, 2.5 years, that is the minimum, 5 semester. The general qualification level, anything as long as is SCIE. Please, for sciences student, your journal must be Web of Science SCIE, yeah. If the journal is emerging, the journal from the category of emerging, ESCI, no, for science student. Okay, science-based student. There must be SCIE only, or SCI or SCIE. But if ES start with emerging, it's not accepted. But for art students, yes, it's accepted. Scopus is accepted. General rank A is accepted for those who are not science-based. David Q, yes, you're from management, right? Publish ISI Scopus or rank A journal. Yes. And will this guarantee a distinction and would be the impact factor? No, it's not. It's not really. It's not a requirement. The journal must be high impact. No, but it must be exceed the minimum requirement. If the minimum is 2 for PhD, it must be exceed more than 2. And I would say that recommended by the Board of Examiner. Board of Examiner recommend that you will get distinction. Your thesis write up very, very less error or mechanism error like typo or grammar, very, very less. Then you are qualified for distinction. I do have student pass PhD with distinction, but the student publish. This is in FSKTM, like I would say 7-8 years ago. Yeah, the student complete within GOT period and publish two ISI in Q1 impact factor, very high impact factor, and one of the examiner, prominent examiner in the field, report gave the student distinction. So the examiner board agree that the student awarded with the PhD distinction. Okay, it's only 2 publication, but there is an impactful. The work has a very impactful. It's not number of like 4 or 5, but like I say, if the examiner, one of the examiner feel that the student deserve a distinction, the boards can agree for the distinction. Okay, and of course you are completed within 3.5 years. 3.5 years. All right. Anything else that I missed? International student, COVID-19, minimum semester required to live in KL. It's 6 months. If you're looking at the offer letter, the residential 6 months, but because of the COVID, you are allowed to start your study remotely. After that, you can come to the Is internship allowed during PhD study? No, there is no internship, but you can. I'm not sure what do you mean internship study. If you are doing PhD by industry, yes, but internship during PhD, there is, you can do research anywhere. I think if you want to have collaboration with industry, that's fine, as long as there is a agreement, because the work who claim the work, the research work, whether the supervisor, the university or the industry, there must be an agreement between both parties. If we write a chapter in some book and our supervisor, if we write chapter in some book with our supervisor, is it counted as? No, books chapter is not counted. Books chapter, no, it must be a journal. Okay, you can, when you write books, you can extend it into a journal paper. You know, you can extend it in the journal paper, put more materials. Okay, put more materials and rewrite the certain section. Because you need to ensure that when you submitted the journal editorial boards will run the paper, whether to see the similarity index, whether is there any plagiarism or not. Okay, so that's why you have to sometimes rewrite certain section. For master, again, you want master with distinction. Again, it should be. I cannot say there is like in UM and also in IS we did not determine number of papers to get distinction. Distinction because of your thesis read by the examiner. Examiner recommend distinction. It's not IS recommend distinction. No, it's examiner. And the when you write your thesis, you can put a list of publication that you have achieved. So from that, the examiner will look at your output, your outcome. I remember my student. Okay, this is not a practice, but when my student got distinction, the examiner communicate with me asking about, can you send me all the papers that your student has submitted or published. I think because of that, he wants to evaluate and to give a distinction, to see the impact. Even though whatever you write in the paper is already available in the thesis, but some examiners would like to see that which journal submitted, what is the impact factor. They will will look into it. Okay. Yes, where to look about predatory journalists?
Yeah, we have answered to that question already.
Oh, okay, all right.
Probably we can go to the next question by this student asking about the compulsory criteria for distinction, whether to have.
Yes, like I said just now, there is no number. We did not determine number of paper to get distinction. UM did not say that you want to get distinction, you need to publish more than 5. No. Like I say, one of the criteria is you are complete between the period. Okay, maximum period. We will share this information later. And then one of the examiner recommend distinction. One of the examiner. Or if you if not in the report during the viva voce, and the examiner very happy with your presentation, and the board of examiner may read that the student can be awarded distinction if the examiner agree. Then if they said okay, it's agreed, then you get the distinction. There is no, I say there is no requirement like maximum papers, minimum, no. But minimum for graduate is 2. For PhD, for master is 1. Alright. Okay. Any guideline for the author name? Yes, we do have the guideline. I think in the website, IAS website. I will check again. Okay, we will check again the guideline for authorship. Guideline for authorship. You can just go through. Okay, you can just go through that and see. It's not necessary the supervisor, the first author, as long as the requirement, the supervisor must be the corresponding author. That is compulsory. Okay, Some journals, they allow 2 corresponding author, supervisor and you. That's it. Not the supervisor as the first author. About GRA research assistant, you can ask to the supervisor if they have grants and they require GRA. So you can ask. If the supervisor said that you can get the GRA, the supervisor need to to put in the RA recruitment, like an advertisement, and you can apply through that RA recruitment. After that, if the process complete, the IPPP, the RMC will process the GRA application, and if you get that, you will need to submit documents to the RMC, okay, with the supervisor endorsement. After that, if you are eligible to get fees reduction, like exempted to pay. You for example, if you are PhD, you get paid for 2,000 ringgit, you are qualified to get 100% fees exempted. If you can check at the research website. Okay, you can get that. If for the first semester you already paid, they will reimburse into your account. Okay, that is the advantage of GOT is you get your degree in advance, and some industry or university, any institution that want to hire you as an academician or researcher, they will see that you are a committed candidate. You are committed candidate, dedicated candidate. You know how to overcome challenges. That will be the advantage of GOT. People see you differently. For example, in the interview, you go for an interview and you said that you complete your PhD within 6 semesters. And another candidate said that, I got my PhD, but in the maximum semester, 12 semester. If as a employee, which one they will take? The one who complete after 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, or the one who completed in 3 years? That would be the advantage. I would say the image of you as a person. ISI articles is for science students. You can check in your offer letter. For arts and humanities, you only require 2 scopus, not ISI. But if you publish ISI, it's also counted. Okay, all science students must be ISI. Arts and social sciences, they can publish in scopus. For proposal defense, you don't need 3 chapters. You only need to submit, you will learn how to prepare. There is a guideline also in the ISI website, how to prepare the report, the proposal defense report. So follow that. It's not necessarily 3 chapters. Okay, the concept idea, the literature review, how you find the gaps, what is the problem, and also the timeline, the Gantt chart. For candidature defense, like I say, if you achieve objective 1 and 2, you can do your candidature defense. How many chapters? Literature review, methodology, again. Sorry, Dr. Song?
No, it's okay. I already answered to that question.
Oh, okay.
Probably we go to the last question before we end the meeting. So will the GOT be printed on the graduation certificate?
No. You only see your transcript. People will see that when is your graduated date.
Yeah, normally we will put in your CV or resume when you're applying for a job.
Yeah, for international student, if you feel that you need a special letter to say that you graduated on time, the Deputy Dean office can come out like a simple letter to say that you registered this semester and you graduated this semester, the period, and it is within the period of graduate on time. University Malaya did not give any letter or printed in the certificate, but if you want additional, the office will prepare that letter for you. All right?
Okay, I think that's all from the students. Thank you very much, Dr. Rafidah, for your time. And don't forget, we have another session by our dean at 2:30. Okay, please join us this afternoon. Okay.
Thank you, everyone. Stay safe.
Thank you very much, everyone.